What if I told you there's a songbird out there with the heart of a raptor? It's a bird that looks gentle, but it has a secret, brutal side. This amazing creature is the shrike, one of the most fascinating birds you'll ever encounter. Shrikes are small, about the size of a robin, but they are fierce predators. They don't just hunt, they have a behavior so unique and so clever that it has earned them a very special nickname. We're going to dive into the world of this incredible animal and explore what makes it a true survivor in the wild. People call shrikes butcher birds. This name might sound a little scary, but it perfectly describes their incredible survival strategy. Unlike hawks or eagles, shrikes don't have powerful talons to hold their prey, so they came up with a different solution. They use sharp objects in their environment like thorns, pointy branches, or even barbed wire fences. They take their captured prey and impale it on these spikes. It's like a butcher hanging meat in a shop. This behavior is not just for show, it's a critical adaptation that allows them to eat and survive. This impaling method is a brilliant example of how animals adapt to their limitations. The shrike's feet are built for perching, not for tearing. So by securing its meal on a spike, the shrike creates a stable anchor. This allows it to use its strong, hooked beak to tear off small, manageable pieces of food. It's a tool-using behavior that sets shrikes apart from almost every other songbird on the planet. This ingenuity is a powerful reminder that in nature, even the smallest creatures can develop extraordinary ways to thrive in a challenging world. So, get ready to explore the life of this remarkable bird. We'll look at how it hunts, what it eats, and why this butcher behavior is so important. Shrikes are more than just pretty songbirds. They are cunning hunters and masters of their environment. They show us that nature is full of surprises, and that even the most unassuming animals can have the most astonishing stories. The shrike is a testament to the raw, untamed spirit of the wild, proving that you don't have to be big to be one of the toughest animals around. Let's get a closer look at the bird behind the butcher reputation. Shrikes belong to a family of birds called Lanidae. There are over 30 species found across the world, from North America to Africa and Asia. While they are technically songbirds, their lifestyle is much more like a bird of prey. Most shrikes are about 8 to 10 inches long, making them relatively small. Their plumage is usually a combination of gray, white, and black. This simple color pattern helps them blend into their surroundings, making them effective ambush predators. The most important tool for a shrike is its beak. If you look closely, you'll see that it's not like a typical songbird's beak. It is thick, strong, and has a sharp, hooked tip. This hook is called a tomial tooth, and it's very similar to the beak of a falcon. The shrike uses this powerful beak to deliver a precise, disabling bite to the neck of its prey, quickly paralyzing it. This amazing feature is a classic example of convergent evolution, where two unrelated animals develop similar traits to solve the same problem. In this case, catching and eating other animals. Another key physical feature is the shrike's prominent black mask. This band of black feathers runs across their eyes, looking like a bandit's mask. Scientists believe this mask serves a very practical purpose. Just like the black grease athletes put under their eyes, the mask likely reduces glare from the sun. This helps the shrike spot prey from a distance without being blinded by bright light. It's a simple but brilliant adaptation that gives this hunter a sharp, clear view of its territory, making it an incredibly efficient predator. In North America, we primarily find two main species, the loggerhead shrike and the northern shrike. The loggerhead shrike gets its name from its large head, which appears a bit too big for its body. The northern shrike is slightly larger and breeds in the far north. Both species share the same key features, the hooked beak, the predator's mask, and the fierce hunting instinct. These physical tools are what allow the shrike to punch well above its weight and dominate its small corner of the food chain with incredible skill. Shrikes are masters of the open landscape. You won't find them deep in dense forests or in the heart of bustling cities. Instead, they thrive in habitats that offer wide, clear views and plenty of places to perch. Think of open grasslands, agricultural fields, savannas, and scrublands. These environments are perfect for a shrike's hunting style. They need high vantage points like the top of a small tree, a utility wire, or a fence post. From there, they can scan the ground below for any sign of movement from their next meal. The ideal shrike habitat has one more crucial element, a pantry. Remember that impaling behavior? To do that, a shrike needs access to sharp objects. That's why they are often found in areas with thorny bushes like hawthorn or mesquite, or in places with man-made spikes like barbed wire fences. These larders are essential for their survival. A field might be full of insects and mice, but without a place to impale them, a shrike would struggle to eat. Their territory is a carefully selected combination of a lookout, a hunting ground, and a kitchen. Human activity has had a mixed impact on shrike habitats. On one hand, clearing forests for farmland has created more of the open spaces that shrikes love. Barbed wire fences, a staple of modern agriculture, provide perfect places for them to store their food. You might even see a shrike using a fence line as its personal pantry, with insects and small animals impaled every few feet. This shows how adaptable these birds can be, learning to use human structures to their advantage in a world that is constantly changing around them. However, the modernization of agriculture is also a threat. The move toward huge single-crop fields and the removal of the very fence rows and thorny shrubs that shrikes depend on is causing problems. Clean farming practices mean fewer weedy patches and fewer thorny bushes. This tidying up of the landscape removes the essential tools and cover that shrikes need to hunt and store food. As their perfect hunting grounds disappear, so do the shrikes, which is a major reason why their populations are facing challenges in many parts of the world. The shrike's hunting method is a masterclass in patience and precision. It starts with the bird finding a high perch that offers a commanding view of its territory. From this vantage point, it sits perfectly still, sometimes for quite a long time, its head turning as it scans the ground below. Its eyesight is incredibly sharp, allowing it to spot even the tiniest movement from far away. A grasshopper twitching in the grass or a mouse scurrying between patches of dirt will not go unnoticed. This sit-and-wait strategy conserves energy, making the shrike an incredibly efficient hunter. Once it spots its prey, the shrike launches into action. It swoops down from its perch in a swift, direct flight. For smaller prey like insects, it might just grab them with its beak and eat them right away. But for larger victims like lizards, small snakes, other birds, or rodents, the real work begins. The shrike uses its powerful, hooked beak to deliver a quick, targeted strike to the back of the neck, severing the spinal cord and paralyzing the animal almost instantly. It's a surprisingly sophisticated and effective technique for a bird of its size. Now comes the famous part, the impaling. Since its feet are not strong enough to hold down the prey while it eats, the shrike carries its catch to the nearest sharp object. This could be a long thorn on a locust tree, a sharp broken branch, or the barb on a wire fence. It then skillfully pushes the animal onto the spike, securing it firmly in place. This makeshift butcher's block holds the meal steady, allowing the shrike to use its beak to tear off bite-sized pieces. It's an amazing display of intelligence and problem-solving. This behavior is not just about making it easier to eat. Impaling also serves as a food storage system. A shrike will often catch more food than it can eat at once. By creating a larder of impaled prey, it ensures it has a ready supply of food for later, especially during harsh weather when hunting is difficult. For some toxic prey, like certain grasshoppers, leaving them impaled for a few days can allow the toxins to break down, making them safe to eat. The larder also serves as a display for male shrikes to attract a mate, showing off their hunting prowess. In North America, the shrike story is mainly about two fascinating species, the loggerhead shrike and the northern shrike. The loggerhead shrike is the only species that breeds exclusively on this continent. It's a permanent resident in the southern United States and Mexico, while northern populations migrate south for the winter. It prefers warmer, drier climates and is often found in open country with scattered shrubs and low trees. Its name comes from its relatively large, blocky head, which gives it a distinct and powerful look. The northern shrike, as its name suggests, is a bird of the far north. It breeds in the Arctic and subarctic regions of North America and Eurasia, in the sparse forests known as the taiga. It is a true winter visitor to the lower 48 states and southern Canada. When the harsh northern winter sets in, these birds move south in search of food. So, if you see a shrike in a snowy field during the winter, it's most likely a northern shrike. They are slightly larger than loggerheads with a longer beak and a narrower black mask that doesn't extend over the bill. Distinguishing between the two can be tricky, but there are some clues. Besides the time of year and location, you can look at the mask. The loggerhead shrike's black mask is thicker and usually goes over the top of its beak. The northern shrike's mask is thinner and stops at the base of the beak. The northern shrike also has a paler gray plumage and often shows faint barring on its breast, especially when it's young. It can take a practiced eye, but spotting these differences is a fun challenge for any birdwatcher. Both species share the same incredible hunting behaviors, but their conservation status is quite different. While the northern shrike's population appears to be relatively stable, the loggerhead shrike is in serious trouble. Its numbers have been declining sharply across much of its range for several decades. This decline is a major concern for conservationists, who are working hard to understand the causes and find ways to help this unique North American predator. The tale of these two shrikes highlights how even closely related species can face very different futures. The loggerhead shrike is facing a silent crisis. Across North America, its populations have dropped by more than 70% since the 1960s. This dramatic decline has led to it being listed as endangered, threatened, or a species of special concern in many states and in Canada. The exact reasons for this decline are complex and not fully understood, but scientists believe it's a combination of several factors. One of the biggest culprits is habitat loss. The open, shrubby grasslands that shrikes need are disappearing, replaced by intensive agriculture or urban development. Another major threat is the widespread use of pesticides. Shrikes eat a lot of insects, like grasshoppers and beetles. When these insects consume pesticides, the chemicals build up in their bodies. When a shrike eats these contaminated insects, the toxins accumulate in its own body. This can lead to reduced breeding success, health problems, or even death. This indirect poisoning is a serious danger, as shrikes sit at the top of their small food chain, making them vulnerable to chemicals used throughout their environment. Conservation efforts are underway to save the loggerhead shrike. Scientists are studying their habitat needs, migration patterns, and the impacts of pesticides. In some areas, conservation groups are working with landowners to create and maintain shrike-friendly habitats. This includes planting native thorny shrubs and preserving fence rows. Captive breeding programs have also been established to raise shrikes in safe environments and then release them into the wild to boost struggling populations. These efforts are a critical lifeline for this incredible bird. The shrike is more than just a curiosity of the natural world, it is an indicator of the health of our grasslands. Its decline sends a warning signal that these ecosystems are in trouble. Protecting the shrike means protecting these vital habitats, which benefits countless other species as well. The butcher bird, with its fierce spirit and clever ingenuity, is a creature worth fighting for. It reminds us of the beautiful complexity of nature and our responsibility to ensure that such unique animals continue to have a place in our world for generations to come.